Mean-Mugging with Chinny G. Welcome everybody. I'm joined tonight by John the Bull Makdessi, UFC Lightweight. How's it going, John?
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate it, man. I know you're busy right now. You got a lot on the go. Big fight coming up.
Yeah, I mean, when the opportunity presented itself, I would have been an idiot not to take it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's been my dream for a long time. Over 10 years now, I've dedicated myself to martial arts and been competing since the age of 6. At the end of the day, if I want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
You bet, you bet. Yeah, you started off in Taekwondo at 6 years old.
Yes, first part I picked up. My older brother took me to the gym, and I fell in love instantly. My first teacher fell in love. He took me under his belt. Just 2 weeks just training. He put me slapped on a yellow belt, and I started competing. And I won all local tournaments. I won gold medal in Taekwondo, and I won the Olympic Juniors in the 1990s, and silver medalist in team national team. And then after that, my first teacher closed down the gym, and I had to restart over again, find my way, find my passion in the sense of, discovering myself. Like any other kid growing up, as human beings, you're always trying to discover yourself, try to find out what really makes you happy in life, what's your passion, driving.
Right.
I played other sports throughout this and that, but martial arts was always my true passion. I found a karate dojo. I picked up karate in Shotokan. I competed, and I got my black belt in Shotokan karate. Then I transferred into kickboxing, and then I found another teacher. He was a kickboxing world champion. I was very fortunate, very lucky to be surrounded by great mentors in my lifetime, and just kept learning and developing my skills, and just fighting in different arts. And at the age of between my 20s, I started picking up MMA. I started to learn mixed martial arts, and now we're talking.
Right. You've had the pleasure of being on some huge cards here in Canada. With GSP and Jake Shields, and like you've had some big cards.
I mean, I just really believe in my skills and my talent. I work very hard. And I guess at the end of the day, I always try to go out there and give the fans an exciting fight. So for me, my goal is to be an entertainer. I want to give the fans an excitement. I want to stand out from the other fighter. I try to have a unique style, and I think the UFC kind of do that. I think the UFC kind of knows. They know that when I'm fighting, it's going to be exciting.
Well, you got that crazy power, man. I mean, even when you fought Campbell here, people were talking like they were when you fought Kyle Watson, talking about the reach and whatnot, and I knew darn well you could close that just as quick enough and hit that power punch, and
But the thing about fighting, fighting is my life. Fighting is my girlfriend. Fighting is my wife. Fighting is everything. I've been doing martial arts since so young, and I've been fighting guys all my life that have size advantage, reach advantage, and just growing up, I had to figure out my strengths and my weaknesses. And one of my weaknesses, is to develop my strengths.
Right.
And that being said, there's no good without the bad, and there's no bad without the good. And I'm so used to. I love fighting guys. Bigger guys than me. But it just up throughout my life, I've been fighting guys who had a reach advantage, so I kind of learned how to adjust and adapt. And in the gym, I'm always sparring with guys bigger than me. At the end of the day, I truly believe. It's all about intelligence, brains. There's a lot of work behind it. I'm just very fortunate that I'm able to go out there and let my work take over, and let and being able to kind of kind of appreciate, all my hard work and all my intelligence and everything that I put into this, for me to go out there and perform the way I wanted to perform and just, truly believe in myself and not really worry about anybody else,
Well,
help a lot, but most people that fight don't really know the game anyways.
well, you're a beast. I mean, you're a striker, and you've got. Some people might not know, but you won a gold medal in 2006 at the U.S. Kickboxing Association.
Yeah, I mean, that's another accomplishment. I'm very fortunate. I fought twice in that. I fought twice. I won the first round. I won 2 fights in the same day. It was a tournament. I mean, like I say, I've been fighting all my life. At the end of the day, you break it down. A fight is a fight. And I've been very fortunate to work with world champions. And I really believe that I'm God gifted. I really believe that you put the guy in front of me and the guy is willing to engage. It's going to be an exciting fight. I'm one of those guys. That there's 2 different types of fighters. You got athletes and you got raw fighters. And I believe I'm a little bit of both. I'm athletic, but I'm also a raw fighter. I'm one of those guys where I'm not gonna go in there and try to outpoint you. I'm not gonna go in there and try to hold you for 5 minutes and try to win the fight by points. I'm gonna try to go out there. I'm gonna try to finish in a spectacular fashion. I want to go out there. For me, it's like life like that. I want to go in there and give the fans something you've never seen before.
Right, and you do. I mean, your record is clear. You're 13-3, and a few decisions on there. But you like to go out there and bang, plain and simple. Which is, that's what the fan base likes, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think for me, it's very simple. I want to be one of the best fighters in the world. I'm fighting for my legacy. I'm fighting I'm fighting to be able to take care of my family, pay my bills. I want to progress. I want to strive for the better for my life. And I work very hard. I study the game. I'm well aware of the game, and I'm dedicating my whole life to this. I have all my focus, all my energy is into mixed martial arts, and I'm training all the time, I just truly believe that, I feel like my full potential hasn't yet reached my full potential. I'm still learning every day. I'm still discovering myself. I'm still developing skills. So that's the dangerous part. I'm very unpredictable.
Right. And the fact that you train at TriStar, I mean, you train at one of the best gyms in the world. Surrounded by great people. I mean, that's got. I mean, to be able to train at that level every day is awesome.
100%. I mean, people might not know this, but TriStar has been around since the 90s. TriStar, TriStar is a true mixed martial arts gym in the sense where you got world champions kickboxers, you got world champion Muay Thai guys, you got world champion wrestlers, you got world champion jiu-jitsu guys, karate. There's so many. I was surrounded by so many world champions in TriStar gym. And this is why they call it home of the champions. There's great fighters, great trainers. That you're constantly learning and developing skills and just testing your skills. A lot of great fighters there. And being surrounded by that, you have no choice to at your 18. You have no choice to kind of, my goal is to outwork everybody. If I'm in the gym, I'm the first guy in the gym, and I'm the first guy out of the gym because I want to make sure that, not only that I'm working harder, but I'm also working smarter. And I'm just very happy to have a great team. I'm working with guys. I'm working with guys, specifically, helping me with my game in different aspects of the game. I'm covering all my angles and just trying to be a smart player so I can have longevity.
Right. Yeah, people forget that. They tend to think that gyms are specific, geared towards one sport. And in our case, because we're part of the MMA world, they think it's geared towards MMA, and they forget that there are world champions in these gyms from other disciplines, and that's what makes you better. You know, it's you can't just study one discipline, right? You gotta be really well rounded.
Of course, I mean, working with you know, just from starting, you know, when I started mixed martial arts and just kind of, you know, when I started getting into it, you know, I mean, it's very simple, you know, I mean, you have, you know, watching fights and studying footages and whatnot, and looking at real chats, you have to have multiple skills, you know, I mean, obviously, it's a no-brainer, you know, you need to have multiple skills. You cannot become a world champion or be a high-level fighter if you're not aware of certain things, you know what I mean?
That's
at
right.
this game, at this point, you know, like a long time ago, you know, there wasn't too much knowledge because of technology, but not because of technology. Everybody kind of sees everything, you know, there's no more secrets, you know, everybody knows that, you know, you know, everybody doing their boxing, their wrestling, their grappling, I mean, there's no secret into how to prepare for martial arts, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, for me, it's about being unique, you know, I separate myself from everybody else, you know, in the sense of how my style, you know, my style is very different, you know, and I work very hard to make sure that my style is very different from any other fighter, you know what I mean? It's not only about that knockout punch, it's also about, for me, it's about, you know, painting a nice picture, you know what I mean? My last fight, the guy was a multi, you know, multiple champion, you know, has a lot of pro fights, you know, much bigger guy than me, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm very happy that, you know, my skills, you know, he engaged me, and, you know, he was engaging, you know, very powerful kicks, you know, and I just weathered the storm, and, you know, it didn't take much, you know.
Yeah.
You touch the button, and the guy's gonna fall.
That's right. And I think Shane's game plan was to try and pick you apart from the outside, but you've got a great jaw yourself, and you know they call you a bull for a reason, and that's because you can charge in a lot like Roy Nelson. Actually, you can come in there and you can take a little bit of punishment to get inside to deliver that devastating blow, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, I work a lot in the gym to develop my skills, and yeah, it's a little bit of movement combination with defense and offense. And if you look, you know, also what I do, what I work a lot on extensively is, you know, a lot of fighters, they don't know how to absorb shots, you know, and I kind of developed that throughout my years of fighting, you know, I kind of know how to absorb shots, you know, it looks like they're damaging, but they're not. I'm going with the punches, I'm going with the kicks, so you know, when Joe Rogan's commentating, oh, his leg kicks are hurting him, his leg kicks never hurted me. I was absorbing them, and I was just catching them. And I knew that I had to, that's the only way I can get it from the inside, because I need to close the distance, and I knew that I needed him to kind of feel comfortable. If I was too aggressive, the guy would always keep his distance, you know, and for me, so that would be a boring fight. You know what I mean? If you look at my history of fighting, especially in mixed martial arts, two fights went at distance, you know, and I know they went to the other side. That's because the guy kept running around, played a point game, you know, and the judges, I guess, you know, they gave it to him, you know, by technical, you know, by way of technique. But I mean, at the end of the day, the real fighters know you cannot win a fight by running away. You know, you have to be the aggressive. You need to have outbound control. You know, you have to have more accuracy, more damage. You know, and I can put more damage because I'm more accurate. You know, a lot of fighters are not accurate, and I'm more. I train a lot on being accurate, precision. You know, timing. It's all about timing. It's all about inches. You know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't really consider.
Well, you're a young fella too. You're only 30 years old, and you've been at the combat sports for 24 years already.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
I know. Sometimes I look back in my life and I'm like, you know what? It's crazy. You know, I've been fighting for such a long time, and I don't know. I guess, you know, sometimes in life, you know, it's one of those things where I just truly believe that I'm one of these raw fighters. I was born for this. You know, I was. You know, my mother used to tell me I would fall down the stairs. I would hit my head on a concrete wall, and I would get up like nothing happened. You know, and I just truly believe that my body is built for punishing.
Right, right. Well, you've got this is obviously your biggest test coming up. Did you expect your fight with Campbell to end as quickly as it did?
I mean, of course not. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I train to make sure that I'm in top condition. I train my mind, my body, you know, my spirit all the time, just to be able to go out there and focus 100%. You know, there's so many distractions, there's so many things that can take a guy, take him off his game. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, I go into a fight. I never really expect to knock out anybody, you know, but I just, you know, it just happens, you know. It's like hitting the lottery, you know. Sometimes, you know, you attack it, you work in the gym, you focus on that, you know, you go for that, you try and go for that finish, you know, and it doesn't happen, and then sometimes it happens. You know?
Well, and it worked out really well for you with. I'm sorry, it worked out really well for you with the Eagle getting injured and you not taking really any damage in that fight with Campbell. Were able to step into that spot really, really easily.
Well, I mean, like I said, you know, people were going on Twitter, you know, saying that I had no idea that I had no idea. There were so many UFC cards, I can't really keep up to all of them. I had no idea, you know, what was going on. And you know, next thing you know, I saw on my Twitter account that there's some guy saying that, you know, John Makdessi should fight Donald Ceronne, you know, and I didn't really think much about it. You know, I respect Donald. He's you know, he accomplished a lot in the game, and you know, and that's my goal. My goal is to build my own name, you know, and have my own legacy. And you know, the opportunity presented itself. You know, I made the phone call, and they gave it to me.
That's so awesome, man. I mean, and Ceronne is a great step up in competition, and now if Ceronne gets by you, they're going to give him a title shot. I understand. That's the talk anyway. Where would that leave you? That should bring you. If you beat Ceronne, that should pop you into the top 10 easily.
I mean, you know, I'm not getting too excited to be honest. You know, I'm taking it day by day. You know, I'm looking at it as another fight. I'm not fighting a name. I'm fighting another fighter. You know, at the end of the day, you break it down. I'm fighting the fight, and I'm not looking too ahead of myself. You know, I'm just trying to stay calm. I'm staying composed and just focusing on the task at hand. You know, right now my goal is you know, training smart, being as much prepared as possible for anything. You know, I'm aware of his strength. I'm aware of his ground game. I'm aware of his jiu-jitsu, of his Muay Thai, and I'm just you know, right now I'm working with guys actively in the gym, making sure that I'm doing my homework. I'm covering all angles, and
right.
I'm gonna go out there and fight my fight. You know what I mean? And we'll see what happens.
Well, Styles.
Like I said, my goal is to be world champion.
Yeah, styles make fights, and you guys, you both like to bang. Ceronne would much rather bang than take it to the ground, unless it has to go there. And I think this has Fight of the Year written all over it, man. This is going to be a great, great fight.
I hope so. You know, I mean, you never know. A lot of guys turn strikers into wrestlers. You know, a lot of guys. I saw a lot of strikers, and you know, there's not too many guys who are willing to stand and engage with me, and I'm hoping that someone is going to engage with me, so like that would just make it exciting for the fan. You know, but I also have a little bit in the back of my mind. I'm also going to have a feeling when he feels my power, he's going to try to take me down. So I'm expecting that too. Right.
Well, yeah, you got to expect that. But you're lucky because you got you're not the biggest guy, but you're tallest guy, but you're a solid dude. So your center of gravity is low, and I don't think taking you down would be the easiest thing in the world to do.
I Joe St. Pierre, you know, Joe St. Pierre was world champion, and he was twice in my size, and had a hard time taking me down, you know. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, people underestimate my wrestling, people underestimate my ground game, but that's perfect, I mean. So, you know, I mean, I work extensively, you know. My goal is to be well-rounded, you know, and I'm a well-rounded fighter, you know.
Right.
Obviously, people can say I'm a striker, but, you know what I mean? there's so many dimensions to striking. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all perspective. You know, I just love to hit. I love that. I love contact. And I mean, if you tell me what do you rather do, punch someone in the face or go for that submission, I'm going to try to punch in the face.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, man, you never know. You might be cashing a bonus check here at the end of the day. It's you know, and the funny thing is, that's what Dana himself, he loves a guy who fights like you do.
Well, you know, it's funny because every time, you know, it's funny. I never got a bonus yet. I'm still like, none of my fights, I never got a bonus. I give you know, a few fights in the UFC. You know, I finished them by spectacular finish, and I never really got a bonus yet. So we'll see what, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know what, it just motivates me more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've never been so hungry before for anything in my life. You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's not only about how much you can give, it's also how much you can take.
I know, as a Canadian, I'm so excited for you, man, and this fight. I mean, it's so exciting, and I mean, this is a game changer. This type of fight, and I mean,
I've been dreaming about this my whole life.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you know, I mean, they all kept giving me new guys, and you know, at the end of the day, I got nothing to lose.
No, not at all. And you know, if this, you know, even if things don't go the way we would like them to go, I mean, your name goes up in lights. Your fight, you know, just because of the name, believe it or not, that, you know how this works. And buddy, you're young, you're 30. I think you're a superstar, man. Shit's gonna happen for you, brother.
I really appreciate it. You know, honestly, the only thing that keeps me going is the guys who really support me, my fans. You know, people that support. You know, anybody that invests time into me, and you know, I try to be. You know, I try to be a good human being. You know, not only in the cage, but also outside of the cage. And just, you know, I'm very humble. I'm very grateful for everything that I have. And it's a very tough sport. MMA is the hardest sport in the world, and you know, I just want to be known as one of the most exciting fighters and smart fighters, you know, and just skills, you know, like, for pound to pound. When you look at skills, you know, what I mean by skills is like just technique. You know, I want to master my techniques. I want to be able to, you know, movement, being able to be, you know, I want to be a complete fighter, you know, and to be a complete fighter, you need to know how to hit and movement hit, you know, you need to know how to fight from the inside, you got to learn how to fight from the outside, you know, you have to have arsenals of tools, you know, and that takes a lifetime to master.
Oh man, you know, like there's so many fights I see for you. Like I'd love to see you fight Nate Diaz. I mean, I think that would be an awesome fight too. I mean, there's so many fights for you. It's crazy, man. And with this Reebok deal, you're coming up on your 10th fight now with the UFC. So that kind of puts you over the hump to some degree in regards to the sponsorship pay scale. I think Nate Diaz and you would throw on a heck of a fight.
Yeah, of course. Nate Diaz is, you know, he's 6 foot. God knows how tall he is. You know, he's very tall. He's a boxer. But like I said, you know, I mean, there's a lot of great fighters. I respect all the fighters. Any fighter, all the fighters. Top 155 division is the most, not only fast division, but not only the hardest division, but also the most talented division in the UFC.
Yeah, I agree with you actually at this point in time. I totally agree with you. There's no shortage of depth at lightweight, and I mean, I like you know, we got guys like Benson Henderson and Hendo. Now Henderson, he's doing some cool things right now. He's stepping up to fight anybody and everybody. He's kind of doing the Donald Ceronne thing, and that's what you've done now. You've entered that type of competition, which throw me a name, you need me, I'm in, you know?
Well, you know, people need to understand, you know, at the end of the day, it's business, you know, we are human beings, we do have bills to pay, you know, we're not, people think that we're rich or well off, we're hard-working people, you know, we just believe in ourselves, we believe in our skills, and you know, we know that we have no choice to make the moves. Nobody gonna make the moves for us. So at the end of the day, it's all about you gotta fight the name. You have to go after. You gotta go out there and try to do the best you can. If you want to be the best, like I said, if you want to be the best, you have no choice to be the best. You have to compete with the best, and that's the only way you can find out if you are the best. In the sense of, and I never compare myself to anybody else. My goal is to stay on my lane. I'm trying to be the best John Makdessi I can be. I can't be better. I'm not trying to be better than Donald Ceronne. I'm not trying to be better than Ben Henderson. All these guys, they're great at what they do, and I want to be great at what I do.
Well, so far so good, man. I mean, you stepped up to take this fight. I mean, you fought what was it, less than a month ago now, and here you'll be going at her again in July against the top of the pile. I mean, that's fantastic. I wish I lived in that part of the country because I would be there. Oh, it's going to be insane.
We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be totally insane. So you're from Halifax.
I was born in Nova Scotia, Halifax. I was raised in Montreal.
Okay, right. So you've been in Montreal most of your life then?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Cool. But so I was going to ask you something. GSP, what's it like being in the gym with GSP?
George, I respect him a lot as an athlete, and George is his thing, and it's great. He has great energy. He's very, he does his stuff, and like I guess I take my hats off him, for what he accomplished in the sport. And George does his game. George is a good. When it comes to when you look at George, his fighting. He was able to dictate where the fight goes. That's what his game. His game is to take the fight to the ground. That was his game. The grappling. He's a strong grappler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has that complete package. So it's good, man. Like I said, because of working around guys like that, it just made me. You had no choice to keep working harder, and you had no choice to kind of level your competition. You're working around guys that were very talented, so you had to, develop, you have to keep working hard so you're able to, get at a certain level.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, George seems like one of the nicest guys. He just seems like a really nice guy.
Very, very nice guy, very approachable.
Yeah. I was talking, I had Ryan Ford on the show about a month and a half ago, I guess now. And I follow him quite a bit. Obviously, he's a local fighter for me. He said he's very approachable too, and he has such a calm demeanor about him. And I think that
I actually worked with.
And I think that comes from being the warrior spirit. You don't have to throw it around outside of the cage. You're just so comfortable with who you are. You know what I mean?
I just truly believe that, martial arts, you learn a lot from martial arts, it's a line, there's so much things that martial arts teaches you as a human being, and at the end of the day, there is no ego, You learn, every guy that comes into the gym with an ego, you learn very fast that their ego is going to disappear very quickly, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's always someone bigger than you, there's always someone stronger than you, you know what I mean? So it's just that martial arts is developed that it teaches you a lot of principles, it teaches you a lot of things that you will never learn in the streets, always, there's always that respect, there's always that self-discipline, that always you always have to show respect to the other leagues, always have to show respect to your teacher, to the other teammates, a guy that comes into the gym thinks he's the best and has no respect and no work ethics, no core beliefs, and just you're not gonna last long, So
yeah,
martial arts teaches you a lot within, it teaches you a lot. So at the end of the day, most fighters they have nothing to prove, in the sense of outside of the ring. You know, they know that at the end of the day, you know, they have to do this business. They gotta go out. They gotta go and do their work and try to, you know, be victorious. You know, and the better man, the guy with the better skills is gonna win.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Well, brother, I think you're gonna have a
And then,
great.
of course.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead, brother.
No, I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say that there's always the other side of the coin, and of the, you know, politics, the judges and referees. You know, of course, sometimes, you know, the fights are out of the fighter's hands in the sense of when it comes to referees and judges. Sometimes, you know, it can always go against you.
Yeah. I know. Did you have the chance to see the Stipe Hunt fight?
Sorry?
Did you watch the UFC Adelaide yesterday?
You're talking about the fight with Mark Hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the fight. That was a nasty fight. That fight should have been stopped a long time ago.
I agree. I mean, the ref had multiple opportunities to stop that fight, and this is when we get guys getting hurt when they don't need to be. I was kind of
the problem is that the referees are getting a lot of, you know, they're getting shit on because they're getting a lot of pressure, you know, because the problem is the fighting business is either they stop the fight too early or they stop the fight too late. At the end of the day, it's always going to be a lose-lose situation, right? Because you know, Mark Hunt, it was a main event. It was a big fight. You know what I mean? So the referee was trying to give Mark Hunt a chance to come back. But I mean, at the end, you know what I mean? The referee did a good job in the sense of giving Mark Hunt a chance to come back. After round one, after round two, you know what I mean? There's no way you can tell Mark Hunt. You can tell by his eyes that he wasn't there no more. You know?
Yeah.
You know, the corner man should have thrown the towel to save him from punishment. But you know, I hope to God he's healthy and it wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, the referee has to make you know, they need to have be smarter in the sense of, you know, at the end of the day, it's common sense. You know what I mean?
right.
When the fighter is not answering after multiple blows, you know what I mean? Then you step in, you know, but don't give the guy 2-3 rounds. Don't give the guy 3 rounds of punishment. Right?
Yeah, and Miocic, he's no joke either. I mean, he's a tough dude, and I mean, he went the distance with JDS. I mean, and it was obvious after round 2 that Hunt had nothing left in the tank.
I mean, it's very simple. I mean, they're two professional fighters. They're trained. I mean, it's not two guys in the streets. You know? The people, you know, you train another trained athlete. You know, he's not. So you have to take the fight serious. You know, if you're not there mentally, physically, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah. I followed Mark since his K1 days and his Pride days, and we've seen him in a lot of wars, man. But I tell you what, I've never seen him look like that after a fight. Never.
It's tough, you know. It's tough. You know, fighters don't understand. You know, a lot of, like I said, fighters. You know, a lot of guys who get screwed over in their careers, and once you start fighting for money, this is, you know, it becomes dangerous. You know, because if your mind and your heart is not in the right place, then, you know, you get hurt very bad in the game. So you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you start fighting for a paycheck, that's when it becomes dangerous.
Indeed. You know, I'm also a big Dana White fan. I like Dana White. I like the way he promotes, and we hear a lot of shit talk about Dana White. But you know, if you're not a promoter, if you're not on that side of the table, you can't really appreciate what the guy's doing, eh?
No, I mean, I can't. People like to talk. You know, talk is easy. You know, talk is cheap. And so people like to criticize. You know, it's a part of human beings. You know, it's always been like that. You know, the guy. You know, at the end of the day, you know, he does what he has to do. You know, I mean, he has to run a business, and love him or hate him, you know, he's doing what he has to do.
Well, he's the reason this sport is where it's at today, in my opinion. I mean, he the guy's a marketing genius.
100%. You gotta take your hats off, and for him to be, for what the UFC is, and for what he accomplished for the company, and and also the Fertitta brothers,
Yeah.
Just a combination of a lot of things, and they're doing great things. They're smart businessmen.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm one of those guys. I kind of like his attitude. It's like, you don't like what I'm doing, don't watch. Plain and simple. And you hear, yeah, and you hear guys. It's really easy, like you said. It's really easy to talk and to knock somebody down. But at the end of the day, minus Dana White and the Fertitta brothers, MMA isn't what we know it today.
100%, of course. They brought it to mainstream. No, 100%. Like I said, there's all angles. You gotta look at all angles. It's not just a combination of everything.
Well, I know it's getting late there, so we'll let you go here, brother. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And man, I will be watching that fight in come July, and buddy, go get him.
That's the plan. And, I just want to thank you for your time, thank you for your opportunity, and I just want to appreciate all the social media outlets. I appreciate you. I appreciate all my fans and everyone who supports me. Stay tuned for New 23rd and New Fireworks.
Awesome, brother. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just want to, like I said, I want to thank the fans. Thank you. I want to thank you. Just everyone who supports me, everybody that, my team, my future sponsors, anybody. I just really want to say thank you for the fans. If it wasn't for the fans, we're the ones who are paying the bills, you know what I mean? So I appreciate them that going out of their way to support us and then just for all the support.
Oh, man, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you're going to put on a great show come July at 187. It's going to be a gas, brother.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Thanks very much.
All right.
All right.
All right, no problem. Bye-bye.
Well, that was awesome. Okay. Well, that was awesome, man. Mean-Mugging with Chinny G. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. That was a great interview. Thanks so much to John Makdessi for coming on the show tonight. Chinny, give us a shout out. Hey, Chinny's wearing his Habit shirt, by the way. You can, big shout out to MMA Madhouse. Love you guys. MMA Madhouse, folks. You go check them out on Facebook. You can follow them on Twitter. And they have a website as well. They great source of news. Skippy Cohen, Carl, the Madman, Kari Richardson, Ernie Sellers, HR. Man, there's so many guys out there. It's crazy, man. They cover local sports everywhere and anywhere. We support local MMA, my friends. Global Combat Network, thank you so much for carrying Chinny's show. Dominate Your World, Draco sponsors the Global Combat Network, and you can catch the Draco Sports Hour every weekend, Impact Sports Hour every week. Draco Impact Sports, man, best gear in combat sports. If you need anything, hit them up at www.dracosports.com and chill, my friends. Havoc 19 coming up June 19th, 2015. It's going to be a great show. Make sure you get your tickets. They will be there. And at the end of the day, I love you guys. Hold on a second. Hold on. I don't need that mic on anymore. Okay. So anyway, my brothers and my sisters, be good to one another. At the end of the day, that's all we have. That's what we got, man. Mean-Mugging. Oh, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a great interview. My first UFC fighter. I'm so stoked. Thank you very much, my friends. Peace.
Peace. He never went to turn off.